Madison Dildine.
And I'm Carney Porter.
Our news break begins here in Stillwater as 96 people jumped into a pool of cold water at Stillwater's Polar Plunge to raise money for Special Olympics Oklahoma on Saturday morning. The Polar Plunge is an event held every year to raise money and awareness for the Special Olympics. People who registered to jump at the Polar Plunge raised $9,400 in donations, the largest amount the event has ever raised. Stan Clark, the owner of Eskimo Joe's, said he's proud of the partnership the Special Olympics and Eskimo Joe's has. Eskimo Joe's provided the venue and volunteers to help make the Polar Plunge successful.
President Donald Trump's former fixer and attorney Michael Cohen is slated this week to discuss publicly for the first time Trump's role in some of the crimes Cohen pleaded guilty to last year. In congressional testimony, Cohen is expected to give behind-the-scenes details raising questions of Trump's conduct in business and when he was a presidential candidate. Cohen is scheduled to appear before 3 congressional committees in 3 consecutive days this week, with 1 public and 2 private sessions, a Capitol Hill gauntlet that begins behind closed doors Tuesday before the Senate Intelligence Committee.
Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro served diplomatic relations with Colombia on Saturday as violence broke out along the 2 countries' borders, where international aid intended for Venezuela is awaiting transport. After opposition leader Juan Guaido named Saturday as the deadline for the aid to cross the border, Maduro vowed to stop the supplies from coming into the country, calling the plan part of a coup attempt. At least 5 people were killed in clashes with Venezuelan security forces on Saturday, and the Colombian foreign minister said 285 people were hurt, with 37 requiring hospitalization, after the Venezuelan National Guard fired tear gas and rubber bullets at protesters near the Colombian border. Opposition leader Guaido vowed Saturday night that we will not stop until we see freedom in Venezuela.
R. Kelly has been released from jail, and I have more on that story in What's Trending. Do they want to throw back to me?
Frank, you want to read it?
Yeah, I can read it.
Yeah, she can read it.
We're experiencing technical difficulties, so I'm sorry about that. But singer R. Kelly left Chicago's Cook County Jail Monday evening after posting bail in his sexual abuse case. Just hours earlier, wearing an orange jumpsuit and escorted by deputies, Kelly walked into the courtroom. Kelly pleaded not guilty to all 10 counts of aggravated sexual abuse against him. Kelly's prosecutors say the alleged crimes taking place over 12 years involved 4 victims. 3 of them would have been underage at the time. And prosecutors are promising evidence. Attorneys for some of the accusers say there are videos of alleged abuse. And Kelly's attorney says he doesn't believe the accusers. And that's what's trending. And when we come back, we will have more of the Daily for you. Individually.
We got 2 minutes on commercials.
Before we were through, we had walked 23 steps. And that was my first steps of freedom. This patient is saying thank you.
What is arts and sciences?
We aren't all about the arts.
We like to think of ourselves as explorers.
From exploring the human mind
to discerning the building blocks of the universe.
We don't just read books.
We don't just sit in the classroom.
And we don't just solve problems.
We seek to give everyone a voice.
In a variety of approaches.
We tackle the big issues.
By understanding complex social structures.
And even understand the small ones.
We take passions to new heights.
But stay grounded.
We tell stories
of the past,
of the present,
and work to predict the future.
We like to think with a little preparation, some dirt under the fingernails,
and some self-analysis.
You can do anything.
With nearly 100 degree plans to choose from.
Where will your arts and science degree take you?
Connect, achieve, succeed.
Welcome back. Our very own Chris Notch interviews members of the Public Relations Student Society of America in the Bateman campaign about the active group of public relations students. Here's Chris.
Thanks, guys. So with me today we have some of the members from PRSSA, which is our, I guess, public relations style group. So why don't you all kind of tell us about yourself?
So we're from the Bateman team, which is a national case study competition put on by PRSSA each year. And so each year, 5 people from PRSSA at each of the schools around the country are selected to be a part of the case study competition. So yeah, that's what we're here for today.
So then, I know you kind of were saying with campaigns, do they change? Is like every year different from the kind of campaign that you guys would do?
Yeah, so each year PRSSA takes on a new client for their Bateman competition, and so this year our client is actually the PRSA Foundation. So PRSSA is the student organization, and PRSA is like the parent foundation of that, and it's made up of like hundreds and thousands of professionals all over the world. And so like they have a charity company called PRSA Foundation, and their sole mission is to promote diversity within the public relations field, and so that's our client.
So then, I guess with that being your client, what is the campaign for this year then?
So the campaign is literally to promote diversity in the public relations career. So our client is basically our parent organization. So we want to, I guess it starts with us, with students in college, trying to get them interested in our field, to then try to get them to get into the careers that would eventually build up more diversity and inclusion in those jobs.
Well, what is kind of one last thing that you want viewers, you know, maybe even people that would be listening to this, what you want them to know?
Just to get involved with our campaign, come to our events. They're really important. It's a lot of important information to know, and we're going to have a lot of fun with it. So just getting involved is really cool.
Yeah, we're trying to put something together that can offer students something. So this isn't just for us or PRSA. It's about everyone in our field, anyone that we can reach out to. It's to benefit really everyone in our college.
Yeah, and check out PRSSA too. And also we're recruiting for our executive team right now. So that's really exciting. It's a really exciting time to join PRSSA because of like all the possibilities that could be coming out of our campaign. So
yeah, and if you want to keep up with our events, the best place would probably be our Instagram. So yeah, follow us on Instagram.
I'm assuming Instagram is just at PRSSA.
OSU
PRSSA.
Yes.
All right. Well, thanks so much for you guys being able to come here. So back to you guys.
Thank you, Chris. Up next, Brendan Collins will bring you the latest on sports right after the break.
Determining your future by selecting a major can be difficult.
It's okay to be undecided.
Connect with the College of Arts and Sciences, where your options are endless.
Where you can uncover your passions and achieve your goals.
Express your creativity by exploring a career in the visual and performing arts.
Investigate new discoveries to make the world a better place with a career in science.
Advance knowledge, communicate progress, and contribute to a healthier planet with a career rooted in the social sciences.
Discover your career by looking at the world from different perspectives through the humanities.
Realize a better tomorrow through problem solving and mining data that can change lives.
Cast for Crazy to succeed through internships, study abroad, student-guided research projects, and service activities.
With 109 majors, 52 minors, and 24 departments, the only thing missing is you. College of Arts and Sciences.
Connect.
Achieve. Succeed.
When you have a team of physicians and nurses that really truly care about their patients, that translates into patient care.
It's a small practice, it's a small town. Everybody really takes that time to put the patient first.
Everybody cares what's happening to me and that I'm making progress and I'm gaining my freedom back and my mobility back. This patient is saying thank you.
This spring, I invite you to shop in downtown Stillwater. Downtown Stillwater is home to locally owned shops, boutiques, eateries, and dependable professionals that you can trust. Find the perfect gift for your graduate, have a delicious meal with mom, or just stop in to enjoy great spring savings. By creating a demand for local goods and services, you can ensure a place for the local businesses that help give our community character and keep it unique. On behalf of Downtown Stillwater, thank you for shopping local.
What is arts and sciences?
We aren't all about the arts.
We like to think of ourselves as explorers.
From exploring the human mind
to discerning the building blocks of the universe.
We don't just read books.
We don't just sit in the classroom.
And we don't just solve problems.
We seek to give everyone a voice.
In a variety of approaches.
We tackle the big issues.
By understanding complex social structures.
And even understand the small ones.
We take passions to new heights.
But stay grounded.
We tell stories
of the past,
of the present,
and work to predict the future.
We like to think with a little preparation, some dirt under the fingernails,
and some self-analysis.
You can do anything.
With nearly 100 degree plans to choose from.
Where will your arts and science degree take you?
Connect, achieve, succeed.
Welcome to sports. I'm Brendan Collins. Oklahoma State women's basketball traveled to Norman last night for the second bout of Bedlam. Despite Vivian Gray scoring 17 and freshman Cassidy D. Lapp scoring a career-high 12 points, the Sooners defeated the Cowboys 75-66. The Cowgirls will be on the road for their showdown with the #1 team in the nation, Baylor, on March 2nd. Cowboy Baseball's game scheduled for today against Oral Roberts has been canceled due to the cold weather. David Moore has the story.
The number 19 Oklahoma State Cowboys will have to once again wait on the weather to play ball. For the second time in the past week, a game has been called off due to cold conditions. Exactly 1 week ago, the home opener against Little Rock was canceled because of ice in the cold. The 5-2 Cowboys are coming off of a near-series sweep against Wright State and currently have as many games called off as they do losses. The game against ORU was scheduled to be played at 4:05 p.m. However, by that time, the temperature is expected to be around 35 degrees with a wind chill dipping into the low 20s. The Cowboys were eager to avenge their 2 losses to Oral Roberts from last year, but will have to wait. The teams plan to reschedule the game for a later date. Up next for OSC will be a 3-game series against Iowa starting on Friday.
Thank you, David. Girls softball is also being impacted by the weather. The number 21 ranked Cowgirls will move their doubleheader against Seattle forward 1 day to avoid freezing temperatures this weekend. The Cowgirls will play at home Thursday at 3 p.m. In Big 12 men's basketball, Kansas took down Kansas State 64-49 yesterday in the Sunflower Showdown at Allen Fieldhouse. Despite the important win, the Jayhawks will still need help if they are on to win their 15th straight Big 12 championship. Kansas are currently 3rd in the standings behind Kansas State and Texas Tech. They will need to win out their 3 next games, and they have 2 schools ahead of them. First, the Jayhawks will have to travel to Stillwater, where the Cowboys can play spoiler. The game between Kansas and OSU will be on Saturday at 11 a.m. in Gallagher-Iba Arena. Moving over to the MLB, there's big money happening today. What would you do if you got $260 million? The Colorado Rockies and third baseman Nolan Arenado have agreed to an 8-year, $260 million contract with an opt-out in 3 years. This breaks the record for the highest annual salary for a position player. Arenado will make $32.5 million per year with the new contract. More in professional sports, the Oklahoma City Thunder will face off against the Denver Nuggets tonight in Denver. The 2 teams sit in 2nd and 3rd in the Western Conference and are both hot, each team winning 7 of their last 10. The last time the teams met, Denver came away with the win 109 to 89. Tip-off is at 9:30 tonight and will be aired on TNT. That is all for sports. When we come back, T and Madison will wrap up the show.
What is arts and sciences?
We aren't all about the arts.
We like to think of ourselves as explorers.
From exploring the human mind
to discerning the building blocks of the universe.
We don't just read books.
We don't just sit in the classroom.
And we don't just solve problems.
We seek to give everyone a voice.
In a variety of approaches.
We tackle the big issues.
By understanding complex social structures.
And even understand the small ones.
We take passions to new heights.
But stay grounded.
We tell stories.
Of the past.
Of the present.
And work to predict the future.
We like to think with a little preparation. Some dirt under the fingernails.
And some self-analysis.
You can do anything.
With nearly 100-degree plans to choose from.
Where will your arts and science degree take you?
Connect, achieve, succeed.
Rolling.
All right, and welcome back, everyone. Here's a look at your week forecast. Today, we had a low of 36 and a high of 46, so it was a bit chilly for all of you out there. Tomorrow is a possibility of a winter weather advisory with a low of 23 and a high of 38. So please be aware that you might get a call from OSU saying we have no school tomorrow. You never know. So please be keeping attention to that.
Let's go ahead and come out. Let's come out. 5, 4.
And that wraps it up today. Thank you so much for watching. For the Daily O, I'm Carney Porter.
And I'm Madison Dildine. We'll see you next time.
In my mind, I was never going to walk right again. Before we were through, we had walked 23 steps. And that was my first steps of freedom. This patient is saying thank you.
What is arts and sciences?
We aren't all about the arts.
We like to think of ourselves as explorers.
From exploring the human mind
to discerning the building blocks of the universe.
We don't just read books.
We don't just sit in the classroom.
And we don't just solve problems.
We seek to give everyone a voice.
In a variety of approaches.
We tackle the big issues.
By understanding complex social structures.
And even understand the small ones.
We take passions to new heights.
But stay grounded.
We tell stories.
Of the past.
Of the present.
And work to predict the future.
We like to think with a little preparation. Some dirt under the fingernails.
And some self-analysis.
You can do anything.
With nearly 100-degree plans to choose from.
Where will your arts and science degree take you?
Connect, achieve, succeed.